Chappets, and welcome to my musical laboratory. Now I'm going to talk to you about a game which is involved in a laboratory, and that's called Publish and Perish. This is a cooperative game for kids and families, and also for schools because it has educational purposes, where you are taking two atoms and you're putting them into that big machine thingy which is underground, and they push them round and round in opposite directions until they go bang together and bazinga, you get a result. So that's what Publish and Perish is about. This game is up on Kickstarter right now, and I'll leave a little Kickstarter logo up here, and you can click on that and it will take you directly to the page. So I'm going to stop being scientific and intelligent like, and I'm going to show you how this game plays. So this is a quick rough setup of how you would set up the table, and I just want to talk to you about the components. This is a prototype, so it's not final product artwork and quality of cards, things like that. Again, it may change size due to the fact that they're going to probably do a bigger box size as a stretch goal. Okay, we'll start with this experiment lab. This is where we're going to be putting two cards, either both a green and a purple card of any sort from our hands or from the pool, into this experiment lab, and we will be smashing them together to see what result we got. And we'll be finding out if they have any secret properties, and if they do and we know what secret property they have, we will be publishing that result at the academia, which will give us points. Points go over onto this track, and what we're trying to do is get from 0 points as a team all the way up to 20 points and win a Nobel Prize. The bad thing is that we have a time limit. Every time someone has a go, the calendar ticks the clock away. When it arrives at 0, you've lost the game. You have this little piece here. You use that for something special. I'll show you later. Each player will have 3 cards dealt to them. Let's turn the camera like that. And they will take a piece of paper like this, which will record their results on. And you're going to need a pen as well. The other player, as you can see, it's a 2-player game. They're ready to go. You could just take one piece of paper and someone records all the results for you. Or, as I said, each player gets a piece of paper to record. There's also a pool of cards in the middle. Okay, and then there's a deck of cards which have even more. And as you can see, some of these are actual real atoms. And some of them are negative, some of them are positive, and they've all been given a number to make it easy for your children. And they've all been given a lovely little cute face as well. Oh, they're adorable. There's another deck of cards up here. This deck is when you want to publish something at the academia. And then you have these 2 cards here which you have to take out. These are jokers, and you can collect those if you mix the right combination of atoms together. One thing that you're going to need is an app which you can download the program which goes with this game, and then you're ready to play. So how does a turn work? Well, you choose your starting player, and then that player will move the calendar down 1 space on the track. They will then pick 2 molecules, atoms that they wish to bang together. Now, as you can see from my hand here, I've got nothing but green cards. I've got green cards which are positive and negative. But what I really need is I need a green card and a purple card, and that's why there is the pool over there. The pool will let you take a card if you are stuck. So what player 1 is going to do is they're going to pick, let's take this, I'm going to say this wrong, positron. Okay, it's number 4, and we put it on the experiment lab. And then we can take one from the pool as well. You can use 2 from your hand, or you can use 1 from the pool, or you can use 2 from the pool. I'm going to take this anti-top. Okay. The one thing you need to remember is that it's green and purple on the board like so, and you need at least 1 positive and 1 negative opposite each other. Then you'll pick up the app, which you will download for free. Ta-da! I'm with the modern generation now. Okay, I will put a new game by tapping that. There we go, a new game. We haven't conducted any experiments and we haven't published any experiments, and there's this little code up here. Okay, you can write that down because the code randomizes all the elements and their secret properties. Okay, we're now ready to do an experiment. So we're going to push the experiment button. I need to move the back cover out the way. And what you do is it will go to camera mode, and then you hold the tablet like that, and as you can see, these two dudes have jumped out. Not that it's the best angle. And we have a result. We have a result by colliding these two atoms. We can see that 4 plus 16 equals square and circle. Okay, and then the player 1 will then write down the results of their experiment. So they combined number 4 with number 16, and they got two secret properties. They've got a square secret property and a circle secret property. But which one belongs to which atom? We're going to have to do some more tests to find out which one is which. Then what we do is we discard these two cards to a discard pile. We then draw up to our hand size, which is 3. Oh, got another green card. And we also refill the pool in the middle to 5 cards, like so. And then it's over to player 2. So now it's player 2's go. So they advance the time track on the calendar by 1, and then they choose 2 atoms that they wish to smash together. So we can see that player 1 used number 4 and number 16. So what we've got number 16 here. So we're going to use that, and we need a green card which is positive, but we don't have one in our hand. So we're going to have to take one from the pool. So we're going to take this number 5, this T2 thingy. Anywho, okay, so we put them on our experiment lab board. We get our program and we get ready to smash these two together and see what result we get. So I get the application like that. You can see the images coming up. Unfortunately, it's not in the middle of the screen. And our result is, okay, we have an X and a 5. So let's write that down. Okay, what I meant to say is we have an X and a square, not an X and a 5. And for the reference of this video, I'm just going to use the same sheet here. And I'm going to write down that we tested number 5 with number 16. And we've got an X and a square. Okay, so I think it's safe to say, by looking at this carefully, that because we've used 3 different atoms, we've got 3 different results, but we can cross-reference them and go, okay, 16 has been used twice, and we've both times we've got a square, which means that probably the secret property of 16 is the square. Okay, what you can do at the end of your turn is you can publish result. Only one, but you can go for it. This is how you win the game. So then we go to the experiment lab and we turn it over and we turn it to the academia. Now the deck of 20 yellow cards, we look through them all and then we find the one that we're looking for. So in this case, number 16. We place it down like that. And as you can see, if we get this right, we can get 3 points. We go back to our application. We tap the experiment and publish. And then with the magic of technology, we scan this. And there we go. And as you can see on the side, we've got, there he is. You can look around him. He's cute. We have to then type in what shape we think it is, and we think it's a square. So we push the square, and then we have to click publish, and then we wait a few seconds as we find out what our result is. Were we correct? Yes, we were correct, which means that we win 3 points and we can advance 3 points on the Nobel Prize meter. So on the score chart we mark 3 points, woohoo! And we also mark on the sheet here our result meant that number 16 was a square. And so we know that 16 is a square, and we can use that for reference in the future. So it's a deduction game where you're eliminating the numbers and the shapes and yeah. Sometimes you do a test and the result will be something unexpected like this. It'll be a star. Ooh, and I've got, what's this? A maintenance problem. A large hydrogen collider needs some fine tuning, and you will need, and you are the one in charge. You cannot make a publication after this experiment. So there will be some random events that will happen every now and again in between doing experiments. And as I was saying, if you get the star result, what will happen is that, well, not what will happen, it means that basically these two atoms have the same property. But which one it is? And then, like before, you fill up your hand size of 3, you replace the cards in the pool, and the player moves to the next player. The game continues like this until you've either run out of days or you've got your Nobel Prize, and congratulations team! There you go, that's the game in a nutshell. Now, I was going to do an Austin Powers quote there, but I won't do it. There are some random events, as you saw, which happened to me by surprise. Okay, some of these will make your calendar go back a day. Some of them will make you do a special test. Remember this dude? Yeah? Well, if the coolants get too hot and they're close to exploding, what you'll have to do is the active player will have to choose another player, and between them they will have to pick up this piece between their little pinky fingers and carry it from one side of the scoreboard to the other. If they drop it, they have to move forward a day on the calendar. So that's how you play Publish and Perish. Now this is a Kickstarter, as I said. It's only running till the 10th of November 2015. So if it interests you, click on the Kickstarter logo up at the top and go straight there. And before I give you my opinion, I think we need to get the opinion of someone who is really intelligent and only 8 years old. Over to you, Doctor. Excuse me.
Yes?
What do you think of the game Publish and or Perish?
I like it. It's a bit for the kids.
Yeah.
It's a bit hard. You have to refresh a bit.
Yeah, you have to think a bit. Yeah. Okay. And what do you like about the game?
I like it because you learn a bit to read. Because with the tablet you got, sometimes you have to read. When you did number 2, number 2 is so cool. When you watch, you have to read what you have to do.
Okay. Do you think this would be a good game to play with your friends?
Yes, it's a bit good.
Do you think it's a good game to be at school with and learn how molecules mix together and how things are made?
And how you is learn to read.
Okay.
It's learning some things to the kids.
Okay, but do you think you learn a lot by working together and trying to figure out how it all works?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doctor. So, what do I think about this game? Well, it's relatively light, and if you're a gamer, you'll probably know the game The Alchemist. The Alchemist, I said that in French, The Alchemist, even, which has the app which you scan 2 cards and they tell you a result. This is basically the same, but without any of the worker placement involved. It's just a case of taking 2 cards, scanning them, seeing the results, recording the results, and then cross-referencing the results. Very deduction game, but it is aimed for young children, and I feel it works really well. As a parent, I've played this with my daughter, and there is this communication between us. We actually discuss and negate what cards we should use, what cards we shouldn't use, and as the calendar clicks on, it's a case of, right, we need to get some big points now so we can get our Nobel Prize before the end, and it is very exciting. Sometimes a random event will happen when you scan, when you do a test, or when you actually declare something. These random events vary from changing the cards on the pool, or they even make you, as I said, pick up the big token, well, it's a small token, but on the back of the box there's a big token which you take between your 2 little fingers across the board. There are also ones which give you those jokers. Now these jokers are used as wild cards, but they also have a value as well. And if you can find out their value, they're worth 5 points. Each colour card has a different point system. So like all the greens are 1 point, all the blues are 2 points, and all the reds are 3 points. So working out what kind of numbers and points you need to win the game is very, 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 it gives you a challenge, especially when that clock is ticking away. And sometimes, as I said, the random events will let you go back a bit on your calendar, so you get an extra day. For normal gamers, this game is very, very light. As an educational tool, teaching children about atoms and minuscule things and how you mix things together, and also this is scientifically correct. I'm only taking the word of the designer. Then it's a wonderful learning tool, and it's good for schools. So there you go. That's Publish and Perish. As I said, Kickstarter. If it's interesting to you, you want your kids to learn, to cooperate, to do deduction, to do logic puzzles, and play with an app at the same time, this is probably the perfect thing for you.